How I Observe Myself as a Critical Reader in English 201. Throughout this class, we have learned to use reader response theory. One story that reader response theory helped me out with was Araby. In Araby, the narrator likes a girl, Megan's sister, but fails to know why. Focusing on reader response theory and context clues, I came to the conclusion that the narrator is at the age or around the age when he starts getting attracted to girls. The second time I read the cast of Amontillado, I noticed that Montresor gave Fortunato many chances to leave the catacombs before he commits the murder, probably to hide his responsibility for it. I underlined a quote in the story that was about Montresor giving him chances to leave. Fortunato had a bad cough, but did not want to head back. This is what unfortunately led to Fortunato's demise. One rhetorical device that Edgar Allan Poe uses a lot is irony. In this short story, I think irony plays a big role in the theme. The theme of the cast of Amontillado is the contrast between freedom and confinement. I find it ironic that Fortunato and Montresor can't work things out and both have freedom. After Fortunato faces his downfall, Montresor can finally be happy once more. But he will never have true happiness because he has to deal with his past actions, which will haunt him in the long run. One of my favorite digital tools to use during this class had to have been Blogger. Blogger gave me a chance to write about my individual reading book, Fahrenheit 451, written by Ray Bradbury. To the right of the slide, I have a couple of my blogs, which I try to be most descriptive as possible. It is a great way for me to keep track of my thoughts and where I am in the book. It was also meant for a great free write and for you to be descriptive as possible when writing it. Blogger is great for our curriculum because I feel it develops readers as a whole. One connection that I made between literature and organizational management is the breaking down of things. In literature, we broke down poems to find out the true meanings of them. In organizational management, we need to break down business plans to make sure we know what we are exactly getting ourselves into. Another connection to this is when you're applying for a job and the breaking down of the job to see if it best suits you. One challenge that I faced in this class is keeping up with reader responses. One reader's response that I had difficulty with was "The Hills Like White Elephants." This book was very difficult to follow because I did not know what the unknown surgery was until I looked it up. When I looked it up, it all became clear to me. One way to help you out when you don't know something is to look it up on the internet. This is how I successfully overcame this challenge. I also found it easier to read the short stories when I found a nice quiet classroom to read it in. A memorable experience for me in this class would have to be reading The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien. The reason why this is such a memorable moment for me was because the story talked about the lives of everyday soldiers going into great detail. It also presented what some of the soldiers brought with them to the battlefield. This gave a personal aspect to each of them, and it gave the reader a very realistic feel. I will never forget this book. An aha moment for me in this class during this semester would have to be reading the cast of Amontillado, because I really enjoyed it, and that's when I realized that I really liked reading things by Edgar Allan Poe.